Hello everyone. This week's story is actually two short little stories from Archbishop Desmond Tutu's Children of God Storybook Bible. And it is a couple of stories that happened to Joseph. Not Joseph, Jesus' father, but Joseph, who was in the Old Testament and who was one of 12 brothers and at least one sister. We don't know how many other girls there were in the family. And so this is the story of Joseph's brothers, and they were very, very jealous of Joseph. And you won't believe what they did about it. So there he is with all his brothers. They do not look happy, do they? Daddy's favorite, Joseph's brothers sneered. Jacob had 12 sons, but Joseph really was his favorite. Jacob even made him a special coat of many colors, which Joseph liked to show off. Joseph told his brothers, "Last night I dreamed that you would all bow down to me." That's when his brothers' jealousy turned to hatred. They hated Joseph. And one day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers who were tending the sheep and goats. And when his brothers saw him coming, they said to each other, "You know what? Now's our chance. Let's kill the dreamer." Reuben, the oldest, said, "No, he's our brother." But the others grabbed him, ripped off his coat, dipped it in blood, and took it to their father Jacob. "A wild animal has killed your son," they told him. Jacob was heartbroken and tore his clothes and cried for many days. But they hadn't really killed Joseph. They had sold him to strangers who took him to be a slave in a faraway land called Egypt. Joseph was scared and did not understand why this was happening. But God was with Joseph, and God had a special plan for Joseph's life. Now, I have 4 brothers and sisters, and there have been times when we've been really mad at each other. But I have to tell you, I have never been tempted to either kill them or sell them into slavery. I hope the same is true for you if you have brothers and sisters. So now Joseph goes to Egypt, which was a land far, far away. And here are the pictures. And then I'm going to hold this so that I can read it, and you can see the pictures too, sort of. Joseph trembled in front of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. "Last night I had a strange dream," Pharaoh said. "I summoned you because I hear you understand the language of dreams." "It is not I, but God who will reveal the meaning of your dream," Joseph said. 7 fat cows came out of the river, followed by 7 thin cows, Pharaoh said. "And then the thin ones ate up the fat ones." "For 7 years there will be plenty," Joseph explained. "And then for 7 years not a drop of rain will fall, and there will be no food to eat. If you store food now, there will be enough when the drought comes." Drought is when it doesn't rain for a very, very, very long time. Pharaoh saw that Joseph was wise and made him governor of Egypt. And after 7 years, just as Joseph had said, there came a terrible drought. Joseph's brothers came from the next country to beg for food, and they bowed down before the mighty governor. They didn't recognize their brother. When they realized it was Joseph, they trembled, afraid that he would punish them. But Joseph's love for his family was stronger than his anger. Joseph threw his arms around his brothers and kissed them. And he said, "What you intended for harm, God was able to use for good. God has used us to save the world from hunger. Bring our family to live in Egypt so that they will be safe." There are those fat cows and the skinny cows. And there's Pharaoh. So, you might sometimes hear people say that, if something bad happens, well then, God meant it to happen because God has a plan we don't understand. See, I don't think the Bible teaches that, and the story of Joseph certainly doesn't, and I definitely don't believe it myself. What I believe is that God is able to make good things even out of really bad things. That bad things happen, like this virus we're all living through, but God's able to make good things out of them. And we've tried to concentrate on what some of those good things are. I've been seeing that some of you are learning to sail, and some of you are planting gardens, and some of you are getting to spend time with family and pets and each other. So God is making something good even out of this virus. And I wonder, God needed Joseph to help make something good happen in Egypt and for his family. I wonder, what good thing do you think God needs you to do? See you next time, disciples.